For in the beginning, God created man in his own image. There is laughter and hope as the young baby emerges for the first time into the bright, warm sunlight. But for this girl, the laughter will die, the light win. For this is the story of a junkie, a hype. It is the beginning of an 18-year journey into hell. But how is such a journey made when the beginning is perfection? With the growing years, her mind and body take form. She begins making the decisions that will shape her future.
Mother! Mom! Sorry, I won't be able to get home to dinner again tonight. Forgot about the club meeting. Plenty in the refrigerator. Father called. He'll be home next week. See you tomorrow. Mother.
With each new year, the decisions become more complex, and sometimes they become mixed and entwined with emotions that distort and destroy the facts. Loneliness, fear, misunderstanding, anger, defiance, or just a natural curiosity. These emotions take command as the young mind probes and experiments with life. She is hungry and eager to grow into the cherished dream of adulthood. But that goal is unchanneled. The adult tools which are available symbolize for her the arrival into the grown-up world, a dream world where dependency is ended and loneliness can be conquered. And adding appeal to the situation, the unsupervised adolescent playing the make-believe role of adult easily finds companions to join in the game and perhaps introduce new rules. Narcotics addiction frequently follows a pattern of gradual use of different drugs. Often the introduction comes in the form of a goofball. These are barbiturates. Ones in common use are Seconal, Nembutal, and Luminol. These are legitimate medications when prescribed by a physician who understands their use and potential dangers. Barbiturates are sedatives and hypnotics with depressant effects. To help offset the sedative effect, barbiturates are sometimes taken in conjunction with amphetamines or pep-up pills such as Benzedrine and Dexedrine. These are opposites, and the body struggles to maintain a state of normal reactions. Once in the system, barbiturates go to work on the nerve center. A dulling curtain shades reality. Thought becomes slow, confused, and judgment is defective. Emotions are unstable. The drug continues to work deeper into the nerve center. Walking lacks normal coordination. Other motor areas are dulled, and activity is confused. Tremors often result. The senses are affected. The eyes oscillate involuntarily, and it becomes difficult to hold a fixed position. If pep-up pills are taken at the same time, opposing forces attack the brain. Instability increases in both thought and action. Both drugs are physically dangerous. The addict takes a chance so that he can feel high. But he is not high. He is confused, for he has drugged and distorted the knowledge and skills that life and time have given him. Escape, a flight from reality. She has found a crutch to see her through her difficulties, instead of facing up to them and learning to cope with them. She has made her decision. In time, as her problems grow, her need for the crutch will grow. She will search for something different, something better. Jive, marry, pot, tea. Technically, it's cannabis sativa. The common name, marijuana. Though often packed in real tobacco cans, this dangerous drug is easily distinguished from tobacco by its rough texture and greenish color. And the sticks, joints, or reefers, as the cigarettes are often called, are easily recognized alongside a tobacco cigarette. Marijuana is consumed in its own special way. It is not smoked by accident. Thus, the novice being taught how to use the drug by a pusher has made her own decision, and another step toward hell is taken. Marijuana enters the blood through the lungs. The drug is carried in the bloodstream to the brain. The effect comes quickly, with the drug attacking first the area in which learned behavior is stored. A cloud forms, hazing out the years of conscience, inhibitions, judgment. The user loses the protection of experience and common sense. The attack continues, moving in upon the area of the senses. Sight and sound and touch become distorted. With continued use, the drug will work deeper into the areas controlling the automatic body functions, and physical impairment follows. When smoking, the user is in an unreal world. He lives and reacts to illusions, to things as they appear to his clouded mind, and not as they really are. Perception are greatly affected by this drug. A single step may appear as a cliff. Time perception is also distorted. Time is suspended, and fast action appears slow. Danger is ever present. Narcotics users form a tight and frightened society of their own. Their code is secrecy and suspicion. The marijuana smoker, unlike most other narcotic users, prefers company when smoking the drug. Thus, so-called tea parties are common events. It is inevitable that with the passage of time, the user will drift into a group and become enmeshed in the silent society of fear. When introducing the drug, the pusher offered the reefers free. But in time, the novice begins to feel the need for the marijuana, and the pusher knows the free ride is over. He has a paying customer. She has come to depend more and more on the escape offered by the drug. To face each new problem, she needs the crutch. She searches him out. She needs one now. She's way down, demanding mental craving. The deal is set, the buy is made. But she needs a place to consume the drug, for fear and suspicion are part of her life now. Earlier, the pusher sold reefers to the group now gathered in the alley. He was their connection. He tells the girl of the tea party now in progress, and she goes eagerly to join in. Narcotics addiction offers peculiar enforcement problems, for police officers must seek out not only the criminals, but the victims of the crime, the users. Here, a car secluded in a dead-end alley has aroused the suspicion of enforcement officers. They move in to investigate. The bust is made, swift arrest. The girl escapes by seconds. Yet paradoxically, arrest might have been her only hope. For in the world of narcotics, there are no real escapes, only endings. Again, she is faced with a decision. But now her decision is twisted by her membership in the Society of Addicts. She hurries to warn the others of the arrest. The apprehension of any member of the group sets off panic among the others. They know that a single narcotics arrest often sets off a chain of other arrests. The pusher, the owner of the malt shop and a heroin addict, who also sells the stuff, confer. The marijuana pusher gives his supply to the girl, convincing her that she won't be suspected. In reality, he is putting her into jeopardy to protect himself. If they're caught, she will have the evidence and he'll be clean. And they run, leaving the frightened girl to hide, a place where she'll be safe. In her fear, she accepts. But one victim has cooperated. The chain reaction begins. In the depths of the city, the addict leads his hopeful conquest to his pad. The girl, though uneasy in these surroundings, is driven by fear. It is a typical dwelling of a height. He needs only a roof. All other money must be reserved for the most important thing in life, heroin. Behavior approaching paranoia is characteristic of the addict. Upon entering a room, he locks the door, pulls blinds, and checks other rooms to assure himself that he is not being watched. Assured of safety, he turns his attention now to the girl. His first move is to calm her and gain her confidence. He suggests that they blast a stick or two. This is the first step in his cautious plan. His real goal is to introduce her to heroin. This is a typical operation. Get a few girls hooked and dependent upon him for their daily ration of stuff. In return, they work for him, prostitutes. Thus, they get their heroin, and he has an income. The hype is long past receiving any real effects from marijuana. His body is conditioned to the most powerful drug of all, heroin. But for the moment, he will play the game and feign friendship. Beyond the shabby rooms, swift action key. With the help of information gained in the original arrest, officers close in on the marijuana pusher. His planned escape with more of his merchandise is cut short. He tries to lose the evidence, but without success. And the enforcement net begins to close on the upper echelons of the criminal ring. But even as officers strike at the heart of the problem, a new victim is being lured into the trap of addiction. High as a kite. The marijuana has done its job well. She can be led now, ready to go along. Casually, he introduces the idea of something stronger. Real kicks. He is careful to imply that it's only for himself. The marijuana has her beyond the protection of normal fear. The outfit, the addict's closest companion. He will usually keep several hidden in different locations. It sometimes consists of a hypodermic syringe, but more often a medicine dropper substitute. The needle, a spoon, and a small wad of cotton. All sanitary precautions are ignored, and hypes often contact venereal diseases, tetanus, hepatitis, and other infections transmitted into their blood by a dirty needle. 3 caps. He chooses 2 for his own fix, saving 1 in the hope that his plan succeeds. He plays on her curiosity. To prepare the solution, he first empties the contents of the caps into the spoon. Heroin comes at a high price, and every tiny grain of the stuff is precious to the hype. Anything spilled must be retrieved. A few drops of water are added, just enough to make a solution. It's mixed and dissolved. He leads her step by step into participation, depending upon the effects of the tea to keep the air of fun, a game. A small wad of cotton is placed in the solution to serve as a filter. The stuff is drawn into the dropper through the cotton. The cottons used several times are saved, and later, should he be caught short and in need of a fix, the hype will cook the cottons for what small quantity of the drug they contain. The pop is ready, and the needle is put in place. Preparations for the actual shot are normally made in a matter of a few seconds. He usually ties the tourniquet with his teeth and one hand. Now, though, he asks for help, thus making her participate, drawing her in, preparing her. Her normal reaction would probably be fear, perhaps revulsion. But the marijuana is in command now. The years of learned judgment, common sense, inhibitions are fogged out.